Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? Okay, I am coming to you from Keely's house, and I'm trying to get the perfect camera angle here. So, there we go.
Today is Joni's birthday.
It is Joni's birthday. It is Joni's birthday. I told her we'll celebrate when I get home. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, let's see. I gotta find my... Thank you, Keely, for turning off the sound. I don't like to hear myself talk. That happens enough just in life. Oh, look at me. I'm swirling around. Okay, so here we go. Gotta get myself all situated. Good morning, Valerie. So, happy birthday, anncorbierescottdesigns. I'm so excited about that. I can't believe it's been 5 years. That just feels crazy to me. I have so many things to talk about. Good morning, Debbie Pack. I'm in the Midwest. We're in the same time zone, I believe. Mm-hmm. It was weird to start at 11 o'clock at Keely's house versus 9 o'clock at my house. I had the whole morning to just roam around and do all the things. Chat with Keely. That was lovely, as you guys can imagine. She has beautiful, thank you, Deb. She has beautiful tulips in her yard, and I see some bulbs coming up in the backyard out the window from her beautiful studio. She has grape hyacinths, and I'll take pictures of it all. You know, I will. Hi, Sue. How are you? So, I've been thinking about 5 years. Isn't that the craziest? Oh, and look at Keely already cut me up some apple this morning. Stop it. And everybody make sure you have a big drink. Because we need to stay hydrated. I know I'm not in Minnesota. Invite me and I just might come. I told you the last time I was in Minnesota and my flight almost got canceled. I told Jeff, I have a friend here. I can call my friend. I bet she'd come and pick me up. So I don't have to sleep at the airport. Anyway. So I've been thinking about 5 years. And so I wrote some things down. So bear with me. So 5 years. How we have grown in 5 years. Some of you have known a lot longer than 5 years. Some of you I've met along the way. So we started at the beginning of the pandemic. Art saved us and brought us together. We began by studying so many great artists and their methods, styles, and vibes, and they are all a part of us now. 5 years of known friends, new friends, and adding friends along the way. 5 years of artsy techniques, composition, art journals, countless art mediums and materials. 5 years. So I noticed this morning that, hi Kay, as I was looking at my latest art printable, this is the 163rd art printable. How crazy is that? And so I because in the beginning, I just wanted some artsy friends to talk to when the pandemic hit. It was crazy. So be that as it may. So I am going to, this is what I'm doing to capture 5 years in my art journal. I colored the new Desert in Bloom with my colored pencils. And then Tessa said, you should color the 5 in the Capture 2025 art printable. Jennifer, how are you? Oh my gosh, what time is it there? Is it the middle of the night? Is it the middle of the night? So now I'm going to cut out this 5. Hi, Jamie. How are you? So happy to see you. What was I going to talk about? Oh, I saw this article this morning that I thought was interesting, and it was about, so there's this Philadelphia scientist and a Philadelphia artist, and they teamed up together to protect the area's biodiversity. And I just thought, it's 2 a.m. Jennifer, so you want to hear a crazy story about Jennifer? So Jennifer and I, on Easter Sunday, she sent me this hysterical meme, which she does often. And so then we just started chatting all day on Easter Sunday. And I finally, at one point, I was like, Jennifer, what time is it there? And she was like, 4 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh. No, I think maybe we started talking at 4 a.m. I don't know. But I was like, Jennifer, and she said, it's okay. I wasn't sleeping. And I go, well, I guess I'll just, I go, well, yeah, but your friend Anne kept you awake the whole night, blabbing away about Australian things that she could bring to the art retreat. Debbie, you're going to freak out at all the things we talked about. Have you been to Australia, Debbie? You're such a traveler. I would think that you probably might have been. Debbie's gone to see polar bears. Keely and I saw the pictures to prove it. It was just, she's quite an adventurous girl. For a Midwesterner. Anyway, hey, Cindy, Lana, hello. I'm so happy to see you all. So, I drew this Desert in Bloom. It's named Desert in Bloom because Tammy told me that I needed to, my next, because I was talking about how much I loved the desert wildflowers and, That's so funny, Deb. No, I'm not doing an art. Well, I don't know. Maybe Jennifer and I'll cook something up. I don't know. I bet you'd come to Australia if I did. I bet you did. I bet you would. No, but Jennifer is coming to Arizona in 2026. So come on. How amazing is that? And Jennifer, I have all kinds of things I want to, little suggestions of weird things I told her that to bring stuff from Australia. I go, but nothing that cost any money. I go, everything that we want is what Debbie's husband, Todd, calls junk or trash. Canceled stamps and, receipts and bags and, bags from Australian stores and, all the things that we love. Anyway, so 5 years, you guys, it just doesn't, sometimes it just doesn't feel like 5 years, and sometimes it does feel like 5 years. Keely and I were just talking about how many art journals we've made and all the techniques we've done, and I told you guys, when I started transferring all those videos, I was like, oh my gosh, we did some really cool stuff. What are we going to, oh, sorry about that, you guys. My hand was all in the wrong spot. We need to revisit some of those artsy techniques. So I'm just cutting out this 5 that I just colored this morning. There we go. Stop it. Look at that. Ooh, I love it. I think I want to deepen this just a little bit more. I'm feeling like I want it to be a little bit more of a contrast with my background. But then I'll cut it down to size and adhere it to a page in my art journal. I am 2026. I'm having a art retreat in Arizona. Yes, I am. I will. It will go live, like registration. I think we decided August will go live because that gives us about 6 months before the retreat. And I think we're going to have a full house again. We are. Oh, so anyway, back to my previous story. Okay, so this Philadelphia scientist and a Philadelphia artist teamed up to protect the area's biodiversity. And so what they did was they designed these posters that have free seed packets of native plants depicted on the posters. They're so beautiful. So the scientist, Sarah McNulty, says planting native plants is a relatively cheap and easy solution that gives butterflies, moths, lightning bugs, and native bees something to eat and a place to raise their babies. How cute is that? And then the artist's name is Meg Lemure, and she drew the native plants as close to realistically as she could, and then just bumped up the color, kind of like we do in this world. And they have these posters hanging all over the city with these little clips along the bottom, and on the clips are all bags of seeds for these native plants. Brilliant, right?
Where is it?
Philadelphia. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if every place did that, Every place should do that. So I hope that you have all printed off Desert in Bloom. And, springtime in Michigan, or the Midwest, I should say, is so different than springtime in Arizona, in the desert. But they're both spring nonetheless. I was talking to my seatmate on the plane. Oh, she and I just, she was just the most interesting person. Her name was, just a sec, Cassin, Cassin. And she's Catholic and I'm Catholic, and we talked about the Pope and how sad we were about his passing, and her brother is a Jesuit priest, and oh my gosh, I'm just telling you, we just blah, blah, blah. And she grew up in Chicago and lives in Arizona now, and so we were talking about the difference between spring in the Midwest and spring in the desert, and that they're like spring in the Midwest always seemed so much more blatant, right? Because snow is gone and green is here. Arizona, you kind of have to look for it. But I was thinking about, I remember searching for, my mom loved crocuses. When the crocuses poked through the ground, she could smile, because my mom hated winter. And so she was always so happy when the daffodils popped up, and the crocuses and grape hyacinths and all of those springtime, like first plants, right? So I thought about, I remember seeing those things in our yard and our neighbor's yard, and that was always a big, spring had arrived. Arizona, it took me a while to realize that there are springtime flowers in Arizona. They're just so different. So what I look for now are desert daisies. Desert daisies are in lots of people's yards. And I think I told you guys one day, Jeff and I were on a walk, and I was commenting and taking pictures of my neighbor's desert daisies, and she went into her garage and brought me a jar of desert daisy seeds. Aww. And I was going to plant them this year, but as you know, I kind of had a weird year last year, and so I will next year. because she said you need to start planting them in October. So somebody remind me in October to plant those desert daisies, because, you know, unless I write it down in my planner, well, that probably won't happen. So someone in this group will remind me. Yes, everybody wish Joni a very happy birthday. What was the other thing I was gonna... Okay, so this is going to be a page in my art journal. Now, I wanted to show you a little more up close. I brought a couple of the beam things that I got in that prize package. So their cards are all letterpress. So if you get the chance, order one of their cards. They're amazing. So you can feel, I love a letterpress because you can just feel it. I told you guys, my dad was just fascinated with that machine and just totally went over there and just started nosing around in it while we were at the Beam store, and wanted and had a million questions, and he was fascinated because their machine is very, very old. Anyway, so there's this robin with apple blossoms, Berry, Michigan, and then on the back side are a bunch of paints, and then Beam always writes the watercolor name in Ojibwe and then in English, and so you can use these paints to paint this, and then this is like a little kind of booklet of butterflies and moths. And then in this little pocket, in this envelope right here, she has the dot card is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I think I want to play with these colors today, but Keely did bring out her Beam paints for me. So yay. And then each page is, look, 1, 2, I don't know how many there are, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different moths, and even the back is letterpress. Stop it. And look and they even have a QR code that you can scan. I noticed that Beam Paints is now for sale in oh, thank you, Valerie. Yes, I do have my brand new embroidery collection for Adorn It is called Flower Farm Stitch Club, and it's all seed packets. And so I was talking to Keely about the process takes so long. I'm not a fast drawer, so that takes me a while. But when I was here 2 years ago, Keely, was it 2 years ago that I was here? Year and a half ago. And I was finishing up the seed packets, and so I made Peggy and Keely, please, we looked at every flower. I took 1 million pictures, and then some of those flowers made it into the seed packet collection. Sweet, what was that? It starts with Alyssum. Alyssum and Impatience. Those were two Peggy. So yes, they were. So the technique that I was thinking about today is one that we've done in the past, but Tessa was doing it at my kitchen table the other day, and I was like, oh, I want to play with that some more. So I'm going to use my Beam paints and my new Beam paintbrush. And look at, I saved those stickers because Beam has these beautiful stickers, and they wrap everything in brown paper and then put a Beam paint sticker on the back. So I saved both of those because those are going to be flower centers now. Keely saved what is that? where's the paper? Keely saved this, you guys, from her fig jam that we had at dinner last night. I go, oh, that's totally a flower center. So, what I'm thinking I want to do is I want to paint like a loose washy wash of all of these of this whole sheet, and then I'm going to come in but I want it to be quite light, right? So instead of painting like this solid blue and then enhancing all of the flowers, I'm going to paint I want this to be kind of blues and purples. And then I want this to be yellows and oranges, right? So that's kind of where I'm going right now. Anyway, that's where I am at. So I'm going to grab my little pipette and do some water drops on each of these. Oh, milkweed. That's one of my favorite colors. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I was looking at how you know that Dick Blick sells beam paints now.
No.
Yeah, and one of the things that they offer, and I need to send a letter to Anung, I think they've made a shimmer version of every color. I know. Keely just looked at me like, what are you talking about?
Dick Blick has?
No, Beam made them and is selling them through Dick Blick.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I have Beach Rose is probably
Yes.
it's one of my favorites. And it is that and Fiddlehead and Wild Salmon. Those, I just love those colors. Oh, Keely has.
Picking a favorite child.
It is like picking a favorite child. It is. She has amethyst, which I also love. So I want to, because I need some purples on here, you know. Let's see. See if I'm far enough away that you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So I want to get my brush nice and wet, and then I want to, like Wild Salmon, I want to do my, right, I just want to get some basic color on here. And I'm using Wild Salmon because it's so pretty. Right, so, and I just want it to be really quite loose and washy. Right? Because then I want to enhance everything after everything's kind of dried and like this, oh my gosh, this fall poplar yellow. Oh, I love that color. But then like these little bitties, this chamomile. I'm just going to paint this whole area. And then I'll kind of enhance it as I go along. And that's going to go right into this lupine. Stop it. Look at that. This is the amethyst. Look at it. in all of its sparkly glory. And you know what's so crazy? I was telling Kaylee, when I first started to buy handmade paints, I never bought this shimmery ones ever. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm not a sparkle girl. You know what? I'm all about it now. Isn't it crazy how your taste changes and your sensibility changes, and you know. So I'm just like, I hope you can see that I'm just loosely adding color, and then we'll refine it. So like here, I have a kind of a line in between my yellow and my purple. So I want to do that jiggy-jaggy blend so that one just kind of melds into the next. And the same here for the purple into the wild salmon. I know, Debbie. So this is printed on 90-pound watercolor paper, Valerie. Oh, everybody take a drink. So Mexican poppies. I think I'm going to do this pumpkin orange. I really like that color. And that's kind of brightish, but I'm going to get my basic color down, and then I'll come in with a watery brush and move that around. Pull that up at the tippity-toppity. So you'll see my team has been busy creating. I will be posting Joni and Carm's pages or creations that they've made. So pretty. Joni's is very Joni. You know, I was just talking to Keely last night. We were talking about my team and how they each have their strengths, and Joni's is all about the blend. Her blends are flawless. I dream of being able to blend like that. They're flawless. So when you see her card, and she uses this technique. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Thank you. So nice. Let's see. Oh, this yellow is so pretty. I'm kind of digging, you guys, the different, like some are shimmer and some are not. That's kind of working for me. So let's see where that takes us. I was reading this thing about this artist who talked about whenever she's feeling overstimulated or overwhelmed and she doesn't have words, she always has paint. And I thought, isn't that the stinking truth? Because paint, just one stroke at a time, and it can calm your nervous system and you can come back to yourself. And I just thought, isn't that us? Isn't that us? Yes. Yes. Just going to continue to move this yellow. So when Tessa was painting her her version of this technique, she said, I keep wondering, like, how can I get there's so many shades of yellow. And I said, I know, but that's where color mixing comes in. Just remember, just add little bits of the dark color to the light color. And it's magic. What happens is magic. It rained last night. It was so beautiful, you guys. In Arizona, we would kill for some rain right now. But it was beautiful. I slept so well. Keely made this delicious quiche for dinner last night. Oh my gosh. It was lovely. And then we watched Cubs baseball, of course. It was a very bowly thing to do. Oh, what was the other thing I wanted to tell you about? Oh, so speaking of birthdays, tomorrow is Keely's birthday. And the whole reason I came this time was to celebrate. I said, you're often in my neck of the woods for my birthday. I want to come to you for your birthday. So we're going to have ourselves a time. For sure. So I'm trying really hard to make my layers quite just watery washy. So then my idea is that I want the washy layer to just kind of fade into the background. You know what I mean? Come in with some water. Remember, if you have too much pigment on your substrate, you can just pick it up with your paintbrush and move it over to your paper towel. You could tap your substrate with your paper towel if you want to remove some of that color. Oh, I have a little. I'm going to flip this around so that I can paint kind of the top half of this. There we go. What are my other talking points? Oh my gosh, you guys. I saw this other one. So there's this company that I had never heard of, called Montmartre Art. The store that I used to work in, she got some of their art supplies. I don't know that they're fabulous art supplies, but they were art supplies nonetheless. And so, you know what? I was like all about that. Anyway, I started to follow them on Instagram.
Can I make noise now?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay.
Will you come out here?
Okay.
I mean, when it ends done.
I'm almost done. Oh, really? Jennifer, well, happy birthday to you, too. Taurians. I never heard of a Taurian. I never heard of Taurus people being called Taurians. That's funny. Anyway, but they had this, so I follow them on Instagram, like I said. And they had this quote, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's a good one for us to ponder. So they said, what is your favorite art memory? When you create art, you're not just making art, you're making memories that stick around long after the paint dries. I thought that was brilliant. So I thought, oh, we should put that in our art journals. Don't you think? I have a little bit more purple to do over here. Tessa's was much more watery. Like, she coated her whole sheet with water first and then added her color. I didn't do it that way. But, you can do it however you ding dang please. because that is your piece of art. And here's the beauty of an art printable. You can do it more than once if you want, because we like to practice our new techniques, right? So you could do it as many times as you want. I started painting this one. Then I was like, no, I want to do this technique. And then I thought, well, I could absolutely do this one similar. I just have these painted, you know. We'll see what, well, the story of my life, overthinking. Anybody else? Anybody else in this room?
Nope.
Whatever. Keely, it is so not good to lie right to your friend's face.
I'm not shaming you.
Right? Yeah, whatever. Not shaming. Oh, so it's that time of year for the Hannah postcard swap again. And so Tessa's going to do it. Tessa's going to do it with me this year. I've already signed up for 10, but I think I might sign up for 10 more. I'm feeling like I want to do, I don't know, I just kind of want that little bit of a challenge. And it's kind of a free challenge. It's not, there's a deadline, but there's not like a deadline with like parameters, right? I can create whatever I want. So, anyway, if you feel like you might want to check it out, her name is Hanna. She's on Instagram, and there's a clickable link to sign up, or at least read about the different like what the parameters are for the swap. And I shared all of my creations and the ones that came in my mailbox last year, and I'm super excited to share those again this year. It was so fun, and they're international too. So I'm like, oh, I want to get something from some far, far away place.
You just want the stamps.
I do want the stamps. Jennifer, I'm not kidding when I tell you. We are all about the stamps. We're all about the things that other people think is trash. Just ask Todd. Jeff saves, it's so funny. Jeff saves the stickers to, the stickers from fruit and vegetables. They're always lined up on the side of the kitchen counter for me to grab and put in my art journal, and the and bread tags, and I make my dad save security envelopes. Like, Dad, that one's green. Do you know how rare a green security envelope is? I was telling Keely, I am so much like my mom. We both liked our stuff. My dad and Teresa are much more alike. So, he just rolls his eyes. But he does it. He saves those. And if you have been lucky enough to receive a Tessa card in the mail, her envelopes are so, oh my gosh, they're a work of art. And she always puts, and you know what, I should have brought the last one she sent me. Do you have yours, Keels? Her envelopes are a work of art. Wait till you see. It's so beautiful. Oh, you know what? I think it's downstairs. Or on the counter. Or is it up here? I don't know. When did you show? We were just looking. Where were we looking at it?
I know, we get stuff everywhere.
I know. And I haven't even been here 24 hours, you guys. And we do have stuff everywhere. Anyway, she does her beautiful hand lettering, and she does her beautiful, okay, so here's the envelope. I'll try and cover up your address, Kills. So here's the envelope. Look at the stamps. She always has the stamps that coordinate with the coordinate with the envelope, right? Or if it's a theme, right? It could be the theme or the envelope, right? So look at these. And you know, she's Keely, so she has a binder with all of her with all of her stamps. I still have mine all in the envelopes that they come to from the I am making a community of hoarders. Yes, I am. Valerie, proudly. I am proudly doing that. So do you see these, Jennifer? If these were mine, they would go in my art journal pages, right? Because look, I have one right here in my art journal that I can share with you. Where's the here on this one? Look at Einstein has nothing to do with wildflowers, but he fit perfectly on this on this layout. So right. So now do you see what? So the stuff that I told Jennifer to start gathering, Debbie, was Australian postage stamps, and like bags from stores, like, where is it? This one, right? From the bookstore in the Minneapolis airport. Words. Come on, I love that. I saw Debbie. Debbie, what's the store that your black bag was from? Oh, I don't think so, Jennifer. No. They are not more interesting. I'm just going to tell you because I've saved the ones that you've sent me in the mail. Oh, and on the back side of this envelope, Tessa always has
Seal.
a wax seal. And the card that she sent her was one of the ones that she created with my washi tape. So beautiful. And she said, Keels, is it right there? Mm-hmm. Is it up here? Oh. Okay, so do you remember she posted this? So there are 1, 2, 3 layers of this washi tape, the rounded squares, right? And then she did all kinds of beautiful, what do I want to say? Alcohol ink color, right? So she did kind of a splotchy thing with the goldy brown. And then she did some drip drops with the other colors. And then she did with the Thermoweb has a deco foil adhesive, and she traced around the shapes of the rounded squares, and then she foiled on top of that. Stop it, you guys. And then she foiled Create More Beauty in the World, which was on one of my the wildflower art printables, and she foiled that in gold too. Stop it. And the gold match, Keely said.
And all the instructions are on her Instagram.
Yes. So follow her Instagram, and you know what? I often repost her stuff. She always gives you the instructions of how she did it, and oh my gosh, amazing. all the things that she used, all the things. And then inside, look what Keely got. 2 coin envelopes that she jelly printed on top of, and then she stamped on top of. So these will find homes in Keely's art journal, I am sure. Okay. The white. Okay, the white barn. Is that right?
Oh, her bag?
Mm-hmm. I knew it was I was like the black and white, and Keely goes, the clothing store, and I said, no, it said something about homes. Anyway, everybody take a drink. I think, ooh, that went on pretty hot and heavy. So let's move some of that color over here. So I'm going to come in with my next, I'm going to start my next layer on this poppy right here. Do you see what happens is as you start to build the layers, do you see how the back starts to just subside? I don't know if subside is the word, but you know what I mean.
Recede.
Thank you, recede. Receding hairline. So let's move that color around. And remember, if you have extra pigment on your brush, you can just gather it up and put it on your paper towel. Keely's got some great paper towels. They have a great pattern on them. Look at that. Only artists see that, don't they? Like, that's a great paper towel.
Cheaping out.
Well, we just have the Costco paper towels at my house. Okay. Now I still have, what do I have to do? I still have the brittle brush to do and the desert daisies. So autocorrect does suck. You're right. You're right, Deb. It does. It does, it does, it does. So I'm going to use this same yellow for my desert daisies and the center of my desert globe mallow. And my brittle brush is kind of that same yellow. So, oh, you know what? Keely has Harvest. Maybe I'll do that as my brittle brush. Right. There we go. Is it rainy at your house, Debbie? Is it cool? Where the other brittle brush? Do some more brittle brush up here. That Harvest, I love that Harvest. It's such a pretty color. And just pull that. These can all just one meld into the next. Okay, I have desert daisies. I did the fall poplar yellow. I'm gonna do that again here. Poplar, that reminds me of Call the Midwife.
Oh, yeah.
They live in Poplar. I love that show. Anybody else watch Call the Midwife? Way down here in the corner. It's such a good show. I know. So, the paint dots, Jennifer, that's from Beam Paints, and they do a beautiful dot card, and we're kind of madly in love with them. And they sponsor us every year at the retreat. And my dad and Teresa and I are going again this year. Can't wait! There's this huge powwow that happens on Manitoulin Island in the summer, and so we are going. Okay, I thought I saw one more. Ooh, that's way too much. Whoops. Pull some of that color off. Just move that around, move that around, move that around. Yes, yes, yes. A little bit more up here. Mallows up here. Oh, you guys see what I'm doing there? Sorry. Okay, did I get all the flowers? I think I got all the flowers. I didn't get all of the all of the foliage. So I'm gonna come in with milkweed green, which is a favorite. I'm just gonna do a light sprinkling of that. So Tessa did that too. So once she painted her whole background, then she came in and did, she splatter painted everything. So I think I might do that too. Even though I didn't bring any play clothes to Keely's house, I have to be careful that I don't splatter paint.
Let me get you an apron.
No, I'm good. And kind of work that out a little bit. Oh, this whole flower. I missed that whole flower. How did I do that? Craziness. Keely had to give me a wool blanket to cover my feet last night when we were watching TV because my feet were so cold. I said, she's like, are you okay? Are you uncomfortable? Well, number one, I move around a lot when I watch TV and sit. I go, no, my feet are just cold. I should have brought slippers. I should have known. Oh, well. All right. So now I'm thinking about, I'm going to come in with that splatter. I think that added such a cool, like, layer to everything. So let's come in. Let's see. Do I want to splatter now? I don't know. You know, at first I'm feeling like I really want to start to enhance all these posies, these desert posies. Right? So I'm just going to start adding color. And you know, I like to leave little bits of white. Right? So I'm just loosely adding color. So I'm starting with my Mexican poppies because I love them. I told Keely when I was in California, when I went to that nursery with Lindsay, I bought some California poppies that are doing just grand in my front yard. They're so pretty. Okay. So you see how I'm already starting Kiss Off. Kiss Off.
It's a product.
Yeah, so it gets acrylic paint. Interesting. Yes, Debbie, I think I know, and I promised that I would sign up for that class with you, and I didn't. But I will. It does, for me, it does help me to slow down, right? Just painting for relaxing. Right, so I'm going to come in with my wild salmon. Just start to enhance everything, just deepen the color, just ever so slightly. And again, like, I'm not trying to make it a solid layer of color. I want little bits of that underneath to peek through, right? And if you look at Lauren, and I will repost what she posted this morning. If you look at her, what she posted this morning, she took this art printable and made 4 cards out of it. And they're 4 very different cards, and they're 4 different techniques. Oh my gosh, you'll have yourself a time. It comes in a glue stick type of container. Interesting. Well, I'm going to have to look for that. So I got these, Keely and I were, do you remember, Keely, we were talking about bib overalls. You know, I kind of have an affinity for bib overalls, and it's not Dickies. Maybe, is it Dickies? No, it's the gardening ones. Duluth. So they have these super cute bib overalls. So I got the short ones 2 summers ago, and they're navy blue, and they have daisies. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And one time, Lauren and Tessa were over, and we were, jelly printing like till the cows came home.
Yes, we do.
Exactly. And like after that, I realized there's a big piece of gold acrylic paint across the tummy of those pants. I was like, oh, honestly, Anne,
So now those.
this is why we can't have nice things, because you paint. Everybody take a drink again. This is starting to like really come to life for me. I hope yours is too. So, like I said, if you don't forget to open your newsletter that I'm still writing at Keely's house, because I ran out of time in Arizona. And, but be sure to open it tomorrow. Oh, speaking of newsletters. So if you opened last week's newsletter, at the very end of the newsletter, I asked 4 artist questions. And if you send me the answers, I will send you a prize. And I will send that prize. So you have until tomorrow to open that newsletter and answer those questions and send them to me in a email at anncorbierescottdesigns@gmail.com, and I will send you a prize. And it's a good prize. It is. So be sure to do that. So, because you just never know what's going to be in a newsletter. I didn't write about any apples this week. We did stop at the grocery store on the way home, and I got some, what did I get, Kelly? Oh, honeys, which I love.
Very disappointing selection.
Oh, stop.
We're no California.
Anyway, I hope that, it looks like it's almost time to say goodbye, which is boo. But I hope you all had lots of fun, and that you get Desert in Bloom, and then I can't wait to see what you paint with it. I can't wait to see your interpretation of it. That's the thing that just delights me. I promised myself I wasn't going to bring very many art supplies because Keely has everything. So I brought this little bag, this little Frida bag that Laura gave me, Carmen's sister. And so I just have a little bit of paint in, or a little bit of, I brought a new Rachel Beth that I just opened this morning, so I still need to swatch that. Pour some sugar. And I brought a few colored pencils to color my number 5. And I think I have a glue stick in here and some pens. And do you remember I got these at that weird store in Austin? So you pull this cap off and these turn into scissors. Watch, this pulls back. And these little knobby things on the side pull back. And then that's the handles. And those are scissors.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy? But they're the perfect travel scissors.
Yeah.
But I also brought my my little collage scissors. I love these little scissors. Anyway, and a couple of paintbrushes. I told myself to not weigh myself down with the poppy is looking good, isn't it, Deb? Oh, so you know what's so funny? I never get my nails done. I get a manicure just to manage my terrible cuticles, because my hands are always in water or covered in ink and paint and all that jazz. So I get a manicure often, but I just get regular polish, But I said, I need my nails to look nice. So can you do, for days, so can you do a gel manicure on my very short nails? She goes, and we can do a gel manicure on anything. So I said, okay. So they're a gel manicure. So they'll look nice for a while.
Very pretty.
Thanks, Deb. You made my day. Anyway, I adore you all. And here's to 5 more years of making art together. I couldn't imagine a better way to spend the last 5 years. Oh my gosh. I almost forgot. So we were talking about COVID because we started during COVID. And Keely goes, I was going through some old COVID tests.
Recycling them.
And look what she found. These long swabs. And she was like, oh, we can make something out of that. Oh, heck yes, we can.
We can use those.
We can paint with that. I just said, I don't know what we'll do, but.
Mark making on gel plates.
Thank you. Did you hear that? Mark making on gel plates. Can't wait. Can't wait. So I will bid you adieu and say, make it a tremendous Thursday. I adore you all. Thanks for hanging with me for 5 years and making art with me. And, let's have 5 more. Bye, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, everyone. Sonia, watch the replay. Bye. Do not put that in your journal. That's what Jennifer said. Oh, just for that I will. Bye, girls. Bye, Jennifer. Go to sleep, for crying out loud.